Hello everybody, welcome back to this mundane exciting, entertaining walkthrough of Tales of the Abyss. I am your host, YSGuru, and when we last left off, we were here at the Passage Ring. And I said we were going to finish the dungeon, but we actually finished it in the last episode. So you notice that it reacted to Tyr there, and she sort of absorbed something. So that's going to be kind of part of the story. There's going to be a lot of, story dialogue, and since this game does have an English version, I'm gonna gloss over it a bit. I'm curious, who wants to, actually see just the raw footage of this game from start to finish. I can always do that without commentary. But I'm just gonna show kind of the steps of what's coming up next. And I'll just explain the story a bit and yeah, show what we're doing next. So we're gonna head back to Sheridan here to give them the data that we recorded. And after lots and lots of talking and dialogue there in Sheridan, we're gonna stay at the inn, and there'll be a scene with Natalia. Basically, the characters are gonna kind of, tell the countries of the world what they're doing. They're planning to lower all the pieces of the crust. There's this nice scene with Ash and Natalia. She's torn about going back, to tell her father about what they're up to. She's afraid. Remember that Ash is her original, childhood friend. Whenever we become adults, we're gonna change this country. Make it a better place for everybody. No wars. That's the promise that they made when they were kids. She's, still worried about her bloodline. She's not the true princess. Luke was listening in. Tachigiki, that's eavesdropping. That's what he was doing. So Luke is saying if he had never been born, Natalia and Ash could be together. She says, Ash would have died in Exelius if you had not been born. Thinking about your own reason for, living or being born, there's no point to it. You should just live your life. Only things that you can experience, memories that are only belonging to you. You are here. She's been trying to get this point across to him that, he is alive, even though he's a replica. And he's got his own memories, his own, experiences in life. So yeah, once again, it's interesting. It makes Luke, kind of a unique hero in this game, anti-hero, hero, whatever you want to call him. Because in the beginning, everybody hates him because he's so rude and a jerk, but later you find out the reasons for it.
ごめんなさい。私、気弱でしたわね。では、バチカルへ行くのですね。
So we're gonna head to each of the capital cities and tell the kings and stuff to. We're gonna have a meeting. Oh hey, this suicidal kid is still here, and this guy thinking about jumping. Hope they don't spend all day thinking about it. But yeah, I'll be jumping around instead of showing all the traveling that I do through the maps and everything for this part of the game. So we went to see the king. I love that picture on the wall of little Natalia. He's telling the king that, those memories that you have with Natalia, those aren't fake. It doesn't matter if she's, a blood relationship or not. So there's, quite a few meetings there, and he says that he would give his decision the next day. So this is the next day, and he's agreeing to their proposals, which is nice. I love Moss's reaction there. So yeah, he's really talking down to him. In a way, she is his real daughter. And she cares about the people and the country. She was saying it was hard for her when she found out that, she wasn't the real daughter. But the time that they spent together, when she called him father, he'll never forget. Yay! So I changed the characters' outfits a bit, as you saw, to kind of show that it was the next day. So the king agreed. We're going to have kind of a meeting with a treaty and explain our plan to lower all the sections of the outer crust into the abyss, because that's the only way, because they're all going to crash down anyway. So next, Grand Kokuma. I love it. Jade is just sort of blaming Luke for things. Oh, Tyr's gonna be upset with you. I think Jade has a little too much fun. So, after meeting with the king, just go to Grand Kokuma and we'll have a talk with Peony here, King Peony, and he'll agree to go to the meeting. And then we're going to go to Dart, of course, because we need our flying machine fixed. And Dist, he stole the flying mechanism. So Anis gets hit by a paper airplane. It's a letter from Dist.
なんて書いてあるんですか？
憎きジェイド一味へ。
You know, it's a message to Jade.
いつの間にかジェイド一味にされていますわ。
飛行布石は私がこの華麗なるバラのディスト様が預かっている。
So Dist, he has the flight
返してほしいは
unit.
我らの誓いの場所へ。
You know, if you want it, you're gonna have to come to that place that we promised for our final kind of showdown.
怖いだろう。
Aren't you scared?
だが、おじけづこうともここに来なければ飛行布石は手に入る。
But if you don't come to the appointed meeting, you won't get it.
ダートにはないのだ。
It's not in
ダート
Dart,
にはないから早く来い。
so you better come.
六人称バラのディ
It's
スト。
like, for sure it's not in Dart.
なんかいかにもダートにあるって手紙だな。アホだろこいつ。
He's an idiot.
大佐、どうします？
What shall we do, Jade?
ほっときましょう。
Let's leave him
ルー
alone.
クの言う通りです。きっと飛行布石はダート
You
にあ
know,
ります
the unit that they need for the flight
ですが、
system is here
リ
in
ストは
Dart.
僕たちに
But he's waiting.
約束の場所というのは多分ケテルブルク
He's
です。
waiting in Kettleberg for Jade.
放っておけば待ちくたびれて凍りつきますよ。
It's like, we'll just leave him.
哀れなやつ。
念のためにリストがここに戻ってきたかどうかトリトハイム様に聞いてみよう。
そうだな。
It's pretty funny how they just sort of ignore Dist and he just keeps getting upset or angry. So he said for sure it's not hidden in Dart.
どうしよん。お探ししておりましたぞ。
So we're gonna look for it here because, you know, we need to fix the flight
所用で申し訳
so that we can go back to the abyss. So this time we're gonna sneak through the side. Eon is gonna, you know, force the issue to let us through. You know, you don't mess with Eon. Since he's the one that can read the score, and everybody wants their score read, or their horoscope, whatever you want to call it. So, this part of the game, people get a little confused. You got to sneak through the, you know, the side door instead of the usual way into the headquarters here. Oh, hey, here's some action.
下がりなさい。同志イオンの御前ですよ。
残念ですが、どなたであろうともこの先へ
Oh, they're working for Dist.
ディスト教師からのご命令です。
I love it.
何がおかしい？
いえ、失礼。あなたたちを笑ったのではありませんよ。
Anything that has to do with, you know, Dist.
同志イオンだけは傷つけるな。
Of course, for Jade, this confirms that, you know,
来るぞ。
he left the flight unit here.
ザーコが出てくるなよ。
調子に乗らないで。
So we gotta have some action, right? Because that's what Tales is all about. Action. So yeah, if I left in all the dialogue and, you know, stuff, I think the videos would be just way too long.
ディストもバカですね。
Dist wa baka desu ne. He's always
こんな
an
風に
idiot.
守りを固めては、
But that's what
ここ
makes
に
it
何か
sort
大
of
切なものがあると言っているも同然です。
you know, humorous.
それじゃここに飛行布石が？
One of the Three Stooges kind of characters.
どこに隠しているのかしら？
Although I guess the Three Stooges are
それは
the
ライナーが知っている
Shikoku
か
no
もしれません。
Tsubasa.
じゃあライナーってやつを探そうぜ。
So this guy called Raina probably has it. That's what they decided. Or it's what Eon mentioned. Gonna fix my party here a little bit. Gonna keep using Anis for a while here. Because the Anis beatdown is just so satisfying. So if you've been watching, we've been here before, and we'll just be going to a different area of this place. Let's see if I can get over there. I don't know, like the music and the atmosphere is pretty cool here, but this place is just so big, it's just, I don't know, it takes forever to find where you're going. So many rooms. That's right, you just run in place. It's like, couldn't they have just skipped that room and then 2 loading screens I wouldn't have to worry about? Just like go straight to this part? So this is kind of a detour part of the game where we have to get this flight unit back so we can take all of the leaders of the countries, and we're going to go to a neutral location, which Luke decided maybe Yuria City would be a good spot down in the abyss. That way the kings could see what's really going on and how the world actually is, and then it's kind of a neutral zone where they can make a truce. But we need the flight machine. We need the Autobior back. We're in working order. So he refuses to give it up, so we're just gonna put him to sleep and steal it from him. Because, yeah, that's how heroes roll. There we go. There's the flight unit. Well, it looks like, I feel like this is the wrong way to do this. Stealing it from him. Putting him to sleep and then stealing it.
はい、両親が痛みます。まあまあ、背に腹は変えられないし。
非常時よ、行きましょう。
Alright, so finally we can, instead of hovering, we can fly in the air again. Nothing of interest in here, I guess. Alright, we're gonna warp out of here using a wing bottle. Alrighty, back to the air and our epic flying music. So you can actually go in the water. And there's our giant pit. Down to the abyss we go. So we're also going to get Asta in on this because he's sort of the, kingpin, whatever, super rich person, from Kesedonia, which is a neutral territory. And we're going to have him at the meeting also. And since, Kesedonia is down in the abyss, we'll go ahead and grab him last. And for some reason I can't land on the sand, apparently. Doesn't allow it. Okay, fine. Thinking you could, but I guess you can't land on the dunes. It's got to be on a green spot. So let's go ahead and... Hey, there's our beautiful Noelle. Noeru. She's gonna wait in the outer Bjor for us. Such a faithful and convenient pilot. She's always there for us. Really? They still have this barricade set up and I've got to walk through the bar just to get around to the other side. It's like you'd think they would notice by now the other side doesn't even exist anymore. We've been cut off from half of the continent. But they're gonna make me go through 2 loading screens just to get around the barricade. So yeah, I know this has been kind of quick, but I'm just kind of showing the steps for walkthrough purposes to get this part of the game set up. And after this is done, we'll be doing a lot more dungeons heading into the end game, since we'll be visiting all the passage ring areas. So we'll talk to Asta real quick and we'll have a conversation. He'll agree to come to the meeting. In his disturbing, laughing way. And then we'll spend the night. And then the one other thing that people are thinking about is the Shoki, which you've been thinking about too, probably. Even if we lower all the continents, you know, there's still the problem of the Shoki down here. You know, with a lot of time and exposure to it, it's going to kill everybody eventually. So, you know, what they're doing, you know, may have, you know, no purpose. Everybody's going to die anyway. That's what Luke is saying. There's no meaning, even if we lower everybody, you know, slowly. You know, everybody's going to die from the Shoki. He's upset that he couldn't, you know, purify the Shoki. And everything's pretty much his fault for starting, you know, the cascade. You know, there's a limit to what one person can do, but if everybody works together, you know, we can figure something else. We're all here with you. You know, his personality's really changed from the beginning of the game. Instead of yelling at everybody, being always angry, he's very calm and kind, you know, using completely different Japanese expressions now. Almost like a different person. Ohayou gozaimasu, Noeru. You are so beautiful. No, that's not what he said, but that's just what I think. I don't know why, but her outfit reminds me of a lady Santa Claus or something. Yeah, she hasn't taken any rest. She brought everybody to Yuria City. Wow, Noelle is just awesome. She is the hero of the hour. So we're gonna head to Yuria City, but first we might as well see our Arajikokunin, our weirdo who likes to throw stuff into this giant sand pit. So this is the last time we'll have to do the exchange. And as I said, like early in the game, hopefully you have the striped ribbon in your inventory still, because the guy that sells it, he's gone. So we're gonna decide. So he wants a striped ribbon, some beef, and some chicken, which is, yeah, a pretty weird combination, but hey. And the striped ribbon is, you know, not such a great accessory, so you gotta be careful not to accidentally sell it. So we'll give him those 3 things, and what's he gonna do with them, I wonder? Throw him in the pit. And they're starting to wonder, like, what's down there, what's going on, and you know, and so Jade's like, hey, maybe there's a little child down there, throwing food and the ribbon to the child. So, what are we going to get in exchange here? A holy ring and a mental ring. Which are actually pretty decent accessories. But fortunately, this is the last exchange we have to do, and if you've done them all, later we'll be able to get a very nice item from him. So if you're using this as a walkthrough or a playthrough, hopefully you've done all the exchanges with this guy and gotten some laughs out of it. But you see, this guy's gone. He was the one that sells the striped ribbon. So we're in Uridia City now, and we're going to have them sign the treaty so that we all work together, you know, with this issue of the collapse. But before the signing is finished, Guy's got some important things to say. He remembers that, you know, in the Hodo War, they signed a treaty, but he didn't upheld his side of the treaty. But because it was written in the score, that's why they attacked it and destroyed Hodo, is because it was written in the score. You know, his mother died, and his sister, everybody in his household pretty much. So, you know, the reason Hodo was attacked, even though there was a treaty, is because, you know, the score said that it was supposed to be destroyed. You know, you should be aiming your sword at me, Guy, because, you know, it was my army that took out Hodo and killed everybody. Since he's, you know, the commander, and then the other guy's the king. So it's interesting, you have this dilemma of, you know, just because it was written in the score, you know, we have to go and kill all the people because that's what it says happens. And of course said you should be aiming your sword at me too. And you also, he's partly to blame too. Says, you know, he allowed it to happen because somebody was doing Fomikri experimentation, and they wanted, you know, Hodo to be eliminated, because making replicas is kind of taboo, you know. So his father actually allowed and ordered the Hodo to be destroyed and all the Fomikri stuff to be, you know, destroyed along with the people involved. So a lot of innocent people died as well.
父はこれをキムラスカの仕業として国内の反戦論をもみ消した。
ひどい。被験者の人がかわいそう。
All the innocent people
そうですね。
suffered for it.
被験者は当時11歳の子供だったと記録に残っています。ガイ、あなたも顔を合わせているかもしれません。
俺が？
ガルディオス伯爵家に仕える父
There's
の息子だった。
one other very important kid that survived. Guy is one of the few survivors, but there's one other.
フェンデ、まさかバンデスデルかムストフェンデ。
And this person's name in the Hispaniago,
知ってるのか？知ってるも何も。
it's like,
フェンデのとこの息子ならお前だって知ってるだろ。
you know him too, Guy. I mean, Luke.
バンだ。
It's Van.
バングランツ。
So Van was also a child that survived the Hodo destruction.
そうか。
And this is
だ
why
から封印した生物レプリカを
Van
バンは知っ
is
ていたのか。
kind of taking revenge on,
ガイ、
you know, the silliness of the score, having his family and everything killed just because it was written in the
ここにいるほ
score.
とんどの人間を殺さなくてはあなたの復讐は終わらない。
So in a way, you know, Guy and Van are in the same shoes,
党に
but
復讐する気は失せて。
Van has a different way of doing things.
思わぬところでバンの名が出たようです。
So I wanted to leave this scene in because, you know, it's pretty important to the story,
よろしい。
this meeting, and I know this episode wasn't super exciting, but, you know, for completeness sake, as we go through, I wanted to leave everything in. But I promise things are going to get more and more exciting as we go along from this point on, so I hope you'll continue to join me. Want to thank everybody for watching, and from this point on we'll be heading to some more dungeons and some more action and some more epicness and maybe some more dissed insults and yeah, making fun of the silly guy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see everyone in the next one.